Welcome into the Blueprint. We missed you guys last week, but we hope you guys had a good Super Bowl Sunday. And now it's the off season. We had an interview with John Beeline. We'll have some more interviews with you covering all things Michigan sports. But Dev, I wanted to start this show and give a shout out to the Michigan faithful, starting with Mike Macdonald. 38-year-old head coach, is now a Super Bowl champion. Seahawks defense, so impressive. I'm going to roll down the list here because my tight end coach, Jay Harbaugh, I think he was like 27 when we hired him. It was his first ever time as a position coach. I knew he was destined for greatness, man. So brilliant. Jay Harbaugh now has a national championship and a Super Bowl championship. Chris Partridge is a Super Bowl champion, had a great post on social media. And then a couple players here, man. Tight end A.J. Barner with a touchdown. He's had a great season, over 50 catches. Mike Morris, former defensive end, Olu Oluwatimi. And even Zach Charbonnet, I know he ended his career at UCLA. But how about that, Dev? The Michigan faithful, Super Bowl champs. Game was boring, though. What'd you think?
It's really cool, man, because I think one of the greatest – I mean, first of all, Jay Harbaugh is the coolest dude ever. Like, I've never even seen him sweat. I don't think he sweats.
He doesn't.
Contrary to my friend here.
You were the yin and the yang there in the tight end room.
He's just so cool. Like, he's never really – I couldn't imagine being coached by him. It would probably be the coolest thing. Like, hey, Jake, this is what we're gonna do, but do you have any ideas on how you want to do it as well? Like very.
Let me tell you though, that was he asked questions, Dev, and
I could tell
it gets us to think about it, and then he would correct your thoughts if it was wrong. That's a great point.
Yeah, you can just tell by his personality, and I think one of the coolest stories is A.J. Barner, because the decision to go to the University of Michigan changed his life forever. Right, Michigan's bringing him in as kind of like the blocking tight end, right? To help with beef up when you go 3 tight ends, and you throw him a couple passes early in that season. It's like, wait a minute, do we have a dual threat? Do we have 2 tight ends that can really dominate what's going on the field, and it makes it an unstoppable kind of attack? And so I'm so happy for him. I don't even know him, but I just like it
great dude.
It shows you how one decision can change your life forever. Right, because if he goes and plays at, I don't know, who uses tight end? Stanford. He'll just probably play football. He'll probably play football fairly well, and then he'll just go on and live his life. And you go to Michigan, and you get to play all these extra games, and you get to be around so many good coaches, and you build these relationships, and now you're a Super Bowl champion and a real contributor. It's not like he was just hanging out on the bench, right? I think his role is going to continue to expand as they move forward.
Yes.
So that's really cool. Oluwatimi was the is it Oluwatimi?
Remington at Michigan. He was the center, number 55.
He was the center for the Seahawks. I mean, it's really cool. Now for him, I think he was incredible. I think he goes, if he doesn't transfer to Michigan, he'll probably still get a chance to play anywhere. But it's just really cool to see all those guys get a chance. And Macdonald, another really good coach that I met through the process, and it's just like,
do you remember meeting with him?
Yeah, he was just always so a matter of fact.
Did we call game together when he was there?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we might have left that meeting saying, like, because that was his first time as a coordinator. Like, yeah, that guy's going to be a head coach one day.
But it didn't feel like it was his first time. It was just like he was so a matter of fact about everything he was saying, and it's kind of cool. They show when he first got the job, how he talked. He laid out the plan in their first meeting. They talked about how basically they're going to go win the Super Bowl, and it's just like, okay, maybe 1 year premature, but like laid out a plan, got people to believe in themselves. They're saying he's the defensive Sean McVay, right? Like he's just this defensive savant, which I agree with.
He is. Yeah. I mean, that New England offense, they were seeing ghosts. They had no clue. And what I heard, Dev, is, and we've done a ton of breakdowns on here on pressure. Normally how it works is a defense calls a play, and then the players, as part of that play structure, blitz. But Mike Macdonald gives players the freedom to pick and choose who's going to pressure and who isn't, and who's going to drop and who isn't. And it makes it, if that's the case, then you have absolutely no clue who's coming as an offense. There's no cues. And they just beat up New England all day long. I mean, it was a boring
and then he got
game.
real arrogant. They got real arrogant because, you disguise it. You don't know who's coming. Then they just said, line up everybody at the line of scrimmage. They can't do anything anyway.
Here's another thing.
Like
they inverted. Usually when a guy goes in motion, and if someone follows, that would indicate man to man. Guys following him, he's got you in man to man. Or if you go in motion and no one follows, that indicates zone. They invert that in Seattle. So a guy will go in motion and then you play zone. If a guy doesn't follow you, then they're still going to play man. So he's literally just taken the entire history of football and said, let me just do this my way as a 38-year-old.
And remember, he got that from Purdue, right? So this is one thing. It's a book that I have the kids I work with read. It's called Steal Like an Artist. And the whole premise of the book, it has like all the greatest people in the world in there talking about how they got their inspiration. Where like Kobe Bryant's talking about, like, I'm not original. My game isn't original. I stole it from all the best players that I thought were great at basketball. And so I think that's the true testament to a great leader, learner, a great person that's good at anything. You see the history, you understand what's going on, or you come across things and you take it and you make it your own, the good stuff, right? And so remember, Purdue, that was the first team that I saw do that, where they would chase a guy would chase across the line of across the field. So obviously, like you said, all of y'all life we've been taught that it's man to man, and then he'll shoot back into halves. Like, wait, what? The guy at the line of scrimmage is playing the half safety, and so when they play Michigan, obviously Purdue didn't have the athletes to do that, though, right? It was a good idea, but it's just like when he did it at Illinois, it was fine, but the Purdue didn't have the athletes to do it, and he's probably like, one day I'll get the athletes to do this, and
Seattle has the athletes.
Seattle has that, and I will use it in the Super Bowl, and I'll look like even more of it. Like it's so cool to see somebody who's not too prideful to say, hey, that's a good thing. I'm going to take it, tweak it a little bit in the way that I want to, but it proved to be masterful because he is a 38-year-old Super Bowl champion. It's incredible.
It seems like he'll be stacking them up there, man. That division with Sean McVay and Shanahan there with the 49ers now. I mean, gosh, I don't think I'm going to miss one of those divisional games ever because that's just football at its best. I mean, it's unbelievable. I want to go back to what you said about A.J. Barner and get your thoughts on this is, man, so much of this, you got to get lucky. Some of this is just luck. A.J. Barner, most of it. Yeah. Because he was known as a blocking tight end. He was drafted as a blocking tight end. He had some production at Michigan for sure. Enough where you could say, hey, we'll give him chances.
He came on really late. Like, oh my goodness.
You knew you could trust him.
Yeah, trust. He could be trusted. Yeah.
But I mean, I remember that he ran, it was the Rams versus the Seahawks, a key game to season number 1. And Clint Kubiak had A.J. Barner run a corner post and he cooked the safety like he was George Kittle or Kelsey. And I'm like, wait a second. Then I look up and he's caught over 50 balls. My tight end coach in the NFL, he's like, man, a lot of tight ends, you hit your stride going into year 3. A.J. Barner, I think he's a top 10, maybe top 5 tight end in the NFL. I know that might be a hot take, but he is a trusted blocker, a trusted receiver. He was good after the catch. Great athlete too, like sneaky good athlete. I think he's got a chance to make 50, 100 mil.
Dude. Seriously. I am a A.J. Barner fan. I remember at Michigan, and I can't remember exactly the game where it started to happen, or it was kind of like, hey, you throw him a bone, maybe you throw him a flat, and he starts to do a little something with it. And it's like when you see a guy with the ball, you can see the wiggle. You can see if a guy is capable of being trusted with the football in his hands and if he can make plays. And I just remember doing the breakdown and saying, like, hey, listen, we need to lean into this A.J. Barner kid a little more because – with him and you got Colson on that, like this is a real dynamic duo. And the Michigan State game is one that I remember where they're both just kind of going off and JJ's letting it fly. I'm happy for him. Like I said, and I'm sure we have kids watch and parents who have kids that are involved in sports. You have to be a little lucky. You have to.
Yeah.
But one decision, one day, you could wake up a totally different person. Right.
Yeah.
And though it takes a little bit, it took a little bit longer where he woke up a Michigan Wolverine, but didn't know that they would end like this. But like that decision to be a Wolverine was huge because the more games you play, the more people get to see you. So when you're getting a chance to go all the way to this national championship, go through the playoffs, you get a chance to put your skills on display, and people start to take a deeper dive and like, well, let's take a look at the rest of the season to see what happened. And Mike Macdonald, genius, got this guy. And like you said, I don't know what the market is for tight ends, but whatever it is, he's going to be getting that top of market kind of money.
He should, man. Yeah, and I think in the NFL in a salary cap league, if you can, like George Kittle and Kelsey have led the league in receiving. But because of the way the salary cap works, they're paid not like a wide receiver 1, they're paid like a wide receiver 20 or 30 or 40. So your
Yeah.
value as a percentage of the salary cap is through the roof. I think that's why we're seeing tight ends succeed so well. You mentioned one decision. We're going to cut to a break here in a little bit. I made a decision. I decided to get into acting, did a little post with Raisin Bran and Dude Wipes. Dev, I think I've seen you laugh this much in a really long time. So wanted to give you a chance to review my acting skills and maybe make fun of me a little bit.
I mean, you gotta take care of your butt and your gut, I guess.
That's right. That's right. Wait a second. We got to hire you on the marketing team. That's exactly right. Yeah, I was telling Dev. So if you guys want to look at the post, it's on my social media. It's a collab with Raisin Bran. Obviously, you guys know Raisin Bran and Dude Wipes is like a men's wipe play on my last name, Butts. But to shoot this commercial was like an 8-hour day, Dev, and I think I ate
8 hours.
It was 8 hours. Yeah, it was a lot. I have another post coming. I don't want to bury the lead. I think I ate a box and a half of Raisin Bran. I would not advise that though. Too much fiber. I'll save you the details.
Too much gutting and too much butt.
What would you rate my acting skills though out of 10? Do I need to take some acting classes?
No, yeah, I mean, it was pretty good.
I think you could be an actor.
It was, yeah. I would rather not have to eat a lot of Raisin Bran. If they're they're paying you eat it, and again, fiber's not bad for you. And it's just once you get that in your gut, gotta worry about that butt. I mean, but
That's
if
right.
you have Dude Wipes, I'm sure it'll be all right.
Yeah. So they're giving out little packages. You guys can go to my social media, read the caption, and if you comment the right thing, you'll get a little butt and gut package. Raisin Bran and Dude Wipes. So
what will they get? A little what?
They'll get a little. It's a wellness package. Little butt
for
and
your
gut
what
wellness.
And your what?
Your butt and your gut. You'll get a box of Raisin Brans and Dude Wipes. So you're covered every which way there. But man, I got terrorized growing up for my last name. I'm just glad it's come full circle. I didn't get to make any NIL money, so I'm just glad it's come full circle.
Oh my gosh.
It was good.
All right, let's take a break. All right. You want to talk about how bad this Super Bowl was?
We should.
Excluding all the people we just talked about.
Let's do that. Let's end the halftime show.
They probably should have used your commercial on the deal. That's what they should.
All right. We'll take a halftime. We'll talk about the game, and then we both have some opinions on the halftime show, so we'll talk about that as well. We'll see you guys on the other side.
We're back. I took care of my gut, my butt. We're all good.
We're good.
I got my package from Jake where I can make sure that my butt and my gut are intact.
Glad to hear that.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm fasting this week, and it has been miserable.
How many hours?
All day. I haven't eaten solid foods since Saturday.
Wow.
I'm very irritable. So I don't even think that Raisin Bran will do anything for me because there's nothing there. It's nothing for me.
Don't make that your first meal.
I'm not doing it.
You got to warm the gut up there.
Oh yeah, warm that gut up. Warm that gut up. But Jake, there are a lot of things going on social media. We're gonna tackle some of them. And firstly, it's the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give you my opinion.
Go for it.
The game, garbage. Oh, it was awful. Now, we love the defensive abilities of Macdonald, but as far as the game itself,
how about the special teams?
There was never a chance. You said, special teams are good, of course, right? And it's essentially why you win the game. But didn't like it. Let's just go from the start. That's the game in the first half. It's like, this is awful. And then you move forward to the halftime show. And that's the big one. That's the big topic everybody's talking about. Hated it.
0 to 10, what do you rate? Like, was it a 0 or a 3?
So I got to give it, I can't give it, I want to give it a 0. Let's be clear. However, I can't give it a 0 because like the production, like to find out the people were grass, some of the messages, it was really cool afterward, right? Oh my God, this is cool. You got the So for me personally, I like my halftime shows in English. I'm sorry. I
understand. Yeah.
I like my, so it's kind of like this. If there's going to be a message, that's cool, but it can't be absent entertainment. right? I want to be entertained. And then if there's also a message, it's like, oh my goodness, this was so entertaining and it's a message, right? So
So did you like Kendrick Lamar last year? What would you rate Kendrick Lamar?
I loved Kendrick. I loved it. You know,
right.
because I knew all the songs, right? Even though I'm on the Drake side of this thing, right? I hate the beef, but I'm more on the Drake side just because, I think they're both great, but I'm on the Drake side. So, but I'm not on the Drake side so much that I got offended because he's doing, like, I thought it was incredible, right? And so I would like to sing some of the songs. I would like, and I'm looking and I'm like, wait, Cardi B's on the thing. And I'm hearing people talking on the internet like, hey, yeah, he has a song with Cardi B. Like, why isn't Cardi B doing anything? Why didn't you have her sing or do whatever song you guys have? And then it's just like, Living La Vida Loca. I love that song. I thought for sure they were going to play it. I like that song. And they didn't. It's hard to enjoy a halftime performance when you have no idea. We were talking with Adam in the break, our incredible producer, and he was like, "Yeah, the first time he saw him was when he on Saturday Night Live said, if you don't know Spanish, you better learn it." That's the first time I don't know who this guy is. And maybe I'm just not cool enough, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit.
All right, I'll give you the other side.
Okay, you said 0 to 10.
Yeah.
So because of hold on, let me do my calculations. Here you got the grass people. The grass people, that was cool.
+1.
Yep, they're up. I give you 2 for the grass people because they were very still. Like you really didn't know until you saw on social media, like the grass is walking.
Okay.
So I give 4, 5. Yeah, Cardi B on the stage. I give
Jessica
5.5.
Jessica Alba was there too. She's got to be worth 1. That was my
that's
crush
what I'm saying. Half. I gotta give her half.
Okay.
She didn't do anything.
All right, you're on the right side of 5 then.
I go to 5.5. I go. 5,
let me see if I can get you to a 6 at least, and I think maybe I can get you to a 7. Okay. I loved. I'm a vibes guy. I listen to a lot of rap music. Dev. I don't even know what they're saying half the time, but I like the. I'm a vibes guy. I have no idea a single word what Bad Bunny said, but I was vibing all the way through. You laid it out perfectly. Everyone, there's nothing more for me to say. You either liked it or you didn't. But here's one thing that you remember, that couple that got married?
Yes.
That couple actually that was their wedding. They invited Bad Bunny. They had a few guest spots left at their wedding, and they sent it out to local businesses. And then they had one spot remaining, and they sent it out to Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's team got this and asked him, and he said, let's have them get married for real at the Super Bowl. So it didn't seem like acting. Like that seemed like a young couple fully in love.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first saw it.
So I'm going to give it a 7.5.
That was cool. You know what? Just take it to a 6. What the hey?
There we go. All right, there we go.
The problem with that is, halftime shows have been like 15s the last few years, right?
Yeah.
Like you got the Snoop Dogg one, incredible for everybody to
that
enjoy.
One was amazing. They brought out
incredible.
Everybody.
And then you got Kendrick Lamar. It's so funny that you say that you love rap music, but you don't know the words. So when I lived in Japan, quick story. I lived in Japan, obviously. You go to the club from time to time, and you would see this beautiful Asian young lady, and she is singing her heart out. When I'm telling you, like not missing a word, like much better than me on a song that I love. And it's like, oh, finally somebody that speaks English. You go up to him and say, no, no English. What? How are you doing that? Like when I tell you knows every single word, but honestly has no idea how to speak English. And it is, I think that's the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But that just doesn't happen for other languages.
Well, I know TT Me Pregunta. I don't know what it means, but that was the name of the first song.
Who was that?
Bad Bunny.
Who's TT? Auntie?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? Is this auntie? What are you talking about?
TT. I took a ton of years of Spanish, and I got it.
We all did, and nobody paid attention. It's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Literally, Spanish is the language that everybody took, and only thing we know is hola, ¿cómo está? Bien y tú, muy bien, gracias.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. I think what sucked, though, the one thing that this is why I can't give it a higher score is I saw videos of people in the stands. That was a halftime show for television. Like the people in the stand, you couldn't even see Bad Bunny, whereas that 50 Cent halftime show was TV and production. Kendrick Lamar, TV and production. This was fully a move by the NFL to expand the global brand. I get it, but
and that's tough. And honestly, if the game was better, it wouldn't be as big. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because you're looking at the first half and it's like, it was like 9-0, 3-0, whatever it was. And so it's like, but we got the halftime show. Also,
Yeah.
if they had that Jake Butt commercial in there, maybe the commercials would have been a little better as a whole, but they didn't, right? So you got bad commercials, bad game. I don't think we want this ain't Bad Bunny time. I'm sorry,
No.
it's just not. Bad commercials, bad game. We need Good Bunny, right?
Hey.
We don't have time for the message because we need something to get our attention back. Like we need production as well as performance, and we just I don't think we got it.
I got to do a hard pivot here because I realized I hadn't asked you about this. We were talking about luck and being in the right situation. Sam Darnold, because you do the Elite 11, so I'm sure you've crossed paths and know him.
No, so he's a little too old, but yeah,
okay.
I mean, but his story's pretty public. I was seeing ghosts. Like he was seeing ghosts. What? 4,
you were still
ago?
playing then, probably.
Yeah, I
right?
was still.
That's
yeah.
right.
So, but it's very public what he has been going through, and so it's just amazing that he's gotten this opportunity, and it makes it so hard because a lot of what he went through, because he was bad at the end of the season this year, right? Like the last few games,
led the league
he
in
was
turnovers.
not very good. He led the league. Like everybody's forgetting that he led the league in turnovers. However,
no turnovers in the postseason for Seattle.
No turnovers in the postseason, which is most important, right? And so, I just want people to continue to put value on the playoffs, right? A guy like Jalen Hurts, who's had 2 playoff runs. Well, maybe he's not perfect, but he's not turning the ball over. He's doing what you need to do to win. And the conversation right now about Sam Darnold is like almost the antithesis of the conversation about Jalen Hurts, but it's the same thing, right? You can think that one guy's more talented or whatever, but both these guys have figured it out. I don't care. I'm going to do what it takes to win. If I throw for 120, I throw for 120. If I throw for 400, I throw for 400. And I have a loaded team. My GM is incredible. Both these teams. And so the conversation, I think, should be exactly the same, except for, obviously Jalen Hurts didn't go through the bad part of what Sam Darnold had to do, but it creates callous. And shoot, let's pivot one more time. Think about a guy like Sam Darnold who, comes up at the time he does. No NIL, no ability to just leave a school because you didn't play the first season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does he have the intestinal fortitude to endure all the things he's had to endure? I don't think so. Yeah. Right? Because you get used to, I'll just go here, I'll go here, I'll go do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. And so basically what I'm saying,
you're a top 5 pick to the Jets. You are labeled as a failure, objectively was a failure. And then, man, this, I know this. Then he becomes a journeyman quarterback, and that will eat you alive because you're not wanted anywhere. You go from being a 5-star first-round draft pick to a journeyman. Tell me about that as a quarterback, man. Like
it's incredibly demoralizing. That's what I'm saying. Like the mental fortitude to even be prepared. And we've seen other stories like that. Geno Smith, obviously, he doesn't get to that level, but like figuring it out through that process of just absolutely failing in public. Right. And people don't understand that. Like, you go to your job and you're not on TV or whatever. You don't fail in public. Like when Jake fails, he fails publicly. Right. When you fail publicly because you're on TV. If I fail publicly. And for Sam Darnold, he fails publicly. And that's tough to deal with. And I think that the way the college football is set up right now, they are not being prepared to fail in this public way. Because most people are, right? Like we said, we got to be a little lucky. Most of you will fail, and it's disheartening that you won't be able to build that callous and that ability to deal with adversity at the highest level. And you just got to applaud Sam Darnold that he was able to do that because and we all forgot about Sam Darnold 3 years ago. Like, he'll just be a backup he'll be the highest paid backup for sure, but he'll just be a backup everywhere. But as you continue to grow, you learn a lot of football. He gets around a lot of good football minds. He becomes a better quarterback, and then he understands who he is, what he's capable of, and not really worry about the outside noise. I just think that was incredible that he goes and in that draft class, it's him, Josh Allen,
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson at the end, and he's the first person to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Man, we only got a couple minutes here, but I can't. Baker Mayfield's another example of this. Leads Cleveland to a playoff win. They leave him in the dust. He becomes a journeyman. Man, talent is only half the equation. It's not even
Mhm.
80%. Your individual talent as a quarterback is only half the equation. You
Mhm.
need system, you need fit, you need an
Temperament.
intelligent play caller. Yes. I mean,
Mhm.
look at Fernando Mendoza. Was not even a draft pick, goes to
Mhm.
Indiana, number 1 overall
Mhm.
pick. Sam
Mhm.
Darnold, we just said it. Baker Mayfield, we just said it. I mean, Dev, you've played in a ton of different systems as a
Mhm.
quarterback. Same thing we talked
Unfortunately.
about with, AJ Barner. I know this as a tight end. My production more than doubled under Jim Harbaugh because he
Mhm.
historically prioritizes that. It just goes to show, man, like you can be talented, but that's only half the equation. And it's cool
Yeah,
to see guys prevail, though, man, because Josh Rosen, some people thought he was the best quarterback in that class, and he didn't
which
have
is
the
crazy.
fortitude to last.
Yeah, of course. And so it's really funny because there's still like the Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Charlie Ward. If you're
Yeah.
that talented, doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
literally doesn't matter. Just throw you out there, it'll be fine. But the most of the world, that's not us.
Yeah.
Right? As talented as we are and as talented as the people we've seen, like that's just another level. Like there's levels to everything. That's another level where it doesn't matter. But for most of us, situation, fit, intestinal fortitude, the temperament, like all these things matter. And it almost has to be like the Powerpuff Girls. It has to be in there mixed perfectly so that you come up with this great superpower. And it's really cool to see what the Seahawks have been able to do, and everybody's talking about how they're going to repeat, and you think that
It's
about the
hard.
Eagles because of the roster, you think that about the Chiefs because of roster and their quarterback, so you don't know, but to get that first one, that's pretty cool, especially for Macdonald at 38.
Yeah, that defense isn't going anywhere, man. I mean, that
Mm.
that defense is outstanding. I think they said they got OTAs in like next month, so they're already back to it. It is really tough,
But that's how
but
it is in college. When you win a national championship, you're playing spring ball in like 2 weeks. It feels like.
right.
I'm glad
And
Michigan kind of
the
pushed theirs
Natty
back.
next year is January 25th.
Is that early? No, that's
That's
late.
late.
Yeah, it's super late. Yeah.
We
I
got to
thought that
figure
they
this
would
out.
fix the calendar and make it a lot sooner, but they went the other way apparently.
We know the NCAA is not fixing anything. We need something else. Blow the whole thing up and start
Yeah.
fresh.
Well, they
But
need a commissioner, Jake. And I know people were talking about, oh, will Jake be a coach? Will Devin be a coach? No. Jake's gonna be the commissioner of college football.
no,
So
I'm
you
good.
go
I
ahead
like
and go
hanging
be
out
the
with you
commissioner.
here.
Hey, they might give you a private jet.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll be the commissioner. Sounds nice.
Everybody's got a
That sounds nice.
prize.
All right, we do have to close here, but next week, there was a big push. We'll preview this next week. People were asking on social media, hey, what former player would be a great coach? And Deb name popped up, my name popped up. So we'll give you guys some background on what coaches meant to us, what our style might be, and explore that a little bit. But it's good to be back with you, man. It's good to be back with the viewers. We appreciate you guys as always, and that'll do it for us here on the Blueprint.
Oh, whoa! You can't just leave.
Oh,
You
hit
got
me
to
with it.
remind them.
Hit me with it.
You take care of your gut, and shortly thereafter, take care of your butt.
But what
This
else?
message is brought to you by Raisin Bran and Dude Wipes.
But what else though? They got to like and subscribe.
We
just hit 1 million
take
viewers.
Care of your butt and your gut. Million views, yes. No, we said thank you, but thank you. Forgot about that. That's
thank you guys.
Incredible.
Yeah,
it was like 5 months. 5 month million views. It's no big
crazy.
Deal,
Crazy. Couldn't have done it without the viewers. It's a good way to close though. So we appreciate you guys. We will see you next week on the Blueprint.